talk low inside my head, like a book I never read. Questions slip like grains of sand through the cracks I can't command. You can't hear a muted plea if it never aims to be free. Unheard doesn't mean I'm gone. I still breathe and carry on. Not a shout, a crying note, just a quiet inner quote. Even if the crowd won't turn, unheard voices still can burn. Some replies don't need to come. Quiet truth can still become something real beneath the haze. Not a trophy, not a phase. Whispers form a sacred room, free from any forced assume. Unheard doesn't mean I'm gone. I still breathe and carry on. Not a shout or crying note, just a quiet inner quote. Even if the crowd won't turn, unheard voices still can burn. If my sound is mine alone, I will guard it like my own. Every word I never shared still exists because I cared. Unheard yet still beating true. Even silence holds a view. There's an empty frame above my bed tonight. Dust has gathered like a waiting satellite. Corners chip, but still it stands like it's guarding unseen lands. Tried hanging memories inside that place, but they slip through like unfamiliar face. Not because there was no worth, but because they needed birth. Not all stories ask for ink. Some prefer the space to think. Empty frame upon my wall, never captured rise or fall. Still it holds what might remain. Quiet pride without a stain. I once thought I needed proof. Pictures, moments, printed truth. But the frame taught me instead. Some tales aren't meant to be read. Some hearts are stronger, unportrayed. Some dreams are better undiscovered. displayed. Empty frame upon my wall, not a trophy, not a call. Still you stand with quiet grace, undesignated sacred space. You're perfect as a blank place. You're perfect as a blank place. You're perfect as a blank place. I'm not sure where I'm going, but I can hear the sound of pages under my feet. Paper steps beneath my heels sound like chapters not yet real. Fragile but they never break, trusting every move I make. They unfold without demand, guiding me through unnamed land. Words unprinted shape the road, silent and ink becomes my code. I won't fear uncertain miles, blank crowds still can hold my trial. Paper steps lead my way, even if I go astray. If the edges start to tear, I'll mend them with my head. Stamps of heart beneath the fold, turn the path to something bold. Not a victory or parade, just a journey self-made. Even if the lines divide, I'll walk steady with my stride. Paper steps lead my way till my doubts all fade away. Paper steps still remain. Paper steps still remain. Paper steps still remain. Late calls pass through tangled wire. Words burn out like faint desire. I speak once then wait for signs, but answers sink between the lines. Static whispers hide the truth like a postcard without you. Wireline holding every thought, carrying signals barely caught. Maybe someone far away feels the same but cannot say. Still I speak through unseen gates, even if the message waits. break like fragile glass. Each one gone before they pass. I sit close to frozen hope, hanging from a threaded rope. Silence holds a heartbeat's weight. Not too late, but close to late. Wire line holding every thought, carrying signals barely caught. Maybe someone far away feels the same but cannot say. Still I speak through unseen gates, even if the message waits. Quiet words survive even when their senders dive. Maybe lines can stretch beyond what the world would call a bond. Wire line, stay within my reach, even if we never speak. Raindrops hit my fragile ear like radio with unclear gear. Each drip sounds like coded speech, more like signals out of reach. Clouds confess without a face, falling tears but not disgrace. Static rain across my mind, searching what I cannot find. Pages wet but still remain, carrying faint human strain. If the sky repeats my pain, let it fall like static rain. Window glass becomes my lens to observe what silence sends. Each drop walks without a track, never asking to come back. Storms don't ask for who is near, they just fall without a fear. Static rain across my mind, searching what I cannot find. Pages wet but still remain, carrying faint human strain. If the sky repeats my pain, let it fall like static rain. Every story rain. Stay if you must. I will not turn you to dust. I've walked through nights that felt unkind, took every shadow as a sign, not of endings but a mark, that even darkness owns a spark. Some days silence felt like weight, but it turned into my gate, teaching me to breathe alone, not afraid of standing on my own. I don't need a cheering line to confirm that I'll be fine. I'm still here, still on my feet, even when the drums retreat. Every scar became my stance, not a curse but circumstance. I won't fade or disappear. You can doubt, but I'm still here. I learned strength is quiet flame, burning slow without a claim. No parade, no victory bell, just a heart that didn't sell. Not all heroes shout their will, some just learn the art of still. I'm still here, still on my feet, even when the drums retreat. Every scar became my stance, not a curse but circumstance. I won't fade or disappear. You can doubt, but I'm still here. Even if my voice is low, even if my path is slow, that's enough to count as fight. Moving inch by inch is right. I'm still here, still on my feet, even when the drums retreat. I don't need a perfect climb, I just need my steady time. Write my name without veneer. Stand and say, I'm still here. The chair stays pointed at the street, as if waiting for someone's feet. Dust sits gentle on the frame, like untouched pieces with no name. Funny how an object stares harder than a mind that cares. Empty chair by the window keeps a seat for a shadow. Maybe I imagine too far, but hope doesn't take a scar. Even if the world stays wide, there's still a seat by my side. Books stacked quiet near the leg, as if patience has no beg. I talk once in a while at night, pretend answers take their flight. Furniture can disregard a dream. Better than a noisy stream. Empty chair by the window keeps a seat for a shadow. Maybe I imagine too far, but hope doesn't take us car. Even if the world stays wide, there's still a seat by my side. If one day someone walks in slow, takes that chair without a show, I won't ask for any vow, just a presence here and now. Empty chair by the window, I'll keep it without sorrow. Even if it waits for years, it won't rust beneath my tears. Even if the world stays wide, there's still a seat by my side. Blank walls greet me every night. No frame, no print, no place in sight. I sit and count the tiny cracks, like tracing maps I never track. The air stays still without retreat, like heavy shoes on tired feet. In this hollow room I breathe again. Quiet thoughts become my friend. Lights are dim but never cruel. Silence teaches its own rule. If space can hold what I can't say, maybe I'm allowed to stay. Curtains hang but never sway. Time feels staged like an empty play. I talk low just to hear a sound. Words return instead of drown. Even shadows hesitate, like they fear their final fate. In this hollow room I breathe again. Quiet thoughts become my friend. Lights are dim but never cruel. Silence teaches its own rule. If space can hold what I can't say, maybe I'm allowed to stay. I might fill one corner slow. Piece by piece I'll let it show. Not perfection, only proof that I still claim my own roof. This hollow room may stay the same, but I'm not fading without a name. I leave one pillow untouched every night. Just a quiet space under pale lamplight. Thought I heard someone walk through my mind. A passing echo I couldn't define. Curtains mountains barely sway without a breeze. Silence settles down like dust on keys. The left side of the bed is cold like the stories I never told. I reach across the empty sheet, but I touch nothing under the heat. If dreams are doors that open wide, why do I stand on the other side? I trace words on the blanket with my hand. They fade quicker than footprints on dry sand. I check my phone with no reason at all, then set it down before I fall. There's a quiet ache without a sound, like a missing pair that won't be found. The left side of the bed is cold like the stories I never told. I reach across the empty sheet, but I touch nothing under the heat. If dreams are doors that open wide, why do I stand on the other side? Maybe I'll leave it untouched again, like saving space for an unnamed friend. Hope floats somewhere I can't see, but I still keep half for company. The left side of the bed is cold, but I still leave it uncontrolled. Maybe one night without a plan, I'll wake and feel a second hand. Rain on the third floor. 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 Raindrops tap above my head like Morse, trying to answer with no force. Street lights trace a pattern on my wall, as if the city tries to call. Every drip is a fragile line, telling secrets close to mine. Rain on the third floor roof sounds like someone searching for proof that no one fades for real, even when nights refuse to heal. If the sky can cry and stay, maybe I'm allowed to feel this way. Steam climbs from an untouched cup. I watch it fade, then give up. Old socks on the chair still remain like witnesses to my quiet rain. Every drop has a trembling voice, still it falls without a choice. Rain on the third floor roof sounds like someone searching for proof that no one fades for real, even when nights refuse to heal. If the sky can cry and stay, maybe I'm allowed to feel this way. If water can rewrite a street, maybe time can rewrite defeat. Not asking for a sudden rise, something real behind my eyes. Rain on a third floor roof, tell me I am more than truth. Even if I stand alone, hold my echo like a tone. This is my road. Even if I walk it slow, I'll keep moving where the wild winds blow. No map, no crowd, no borrowed voice. I move by my own choice. Some will rush with perfect aim, chasing numbers, chasing fame. I prefer a steady mind over speed, I can't rewind. I might pause but won't erase. Every step still marks a place. Even tracks that fade with rain leave a lesson I can gain. Victory is not a race, it's returning to your base. This is my road. Even if I walk it slow, I'll keep moving where the wild winds blow. No map, no crowd, no borrowed voice. I move by my own choice. If I trip, I'll stand again. Falling isn't really pain. Pain is leaving dreams behind, out of fear inside the mind. I don't need a finish line, just direction that is mine. Even if the night is long, I will turn my breath to song. This is my road. Even if I walk it slow, I'll keep moving where the wild winds blow. Even if my path divides, I'll still trust where my heart guides. Crossing water after midnight, distant lamps behind my seat. Empty chairs like quiet passengers who never learn defeat. Waves keep humming ancient hymns that no one cares to name. Every splash a tiny story far removed from pride or fame. Nothing here demands arrival. Silence is the soul's survival. Night fairy, carry what I hide. Move like time but never glide. Let me stay between the tides. Not advancing, not denying. Cabin windows drip like tears that no face ever released. Harbor sounds are fading echoes of a feast that long has ceased. Wind is leaving tiny footprints on my shoulder like a friend. Not to comfort but to tell me every root must one day bend. Even stillness counts as travel. Thoughts like maps begin to unravel. Night fairy, carry what I hide. Move like time but never glide. Let me stay between the tides. Not advancing, not denying. Maybe life is not a race. Maybe rest is still a place. Night fairy, keep your steady pace. Let me drift without a chase. I tried speaking without sound, thinking words could still be found. Maybe silence has a path, not in anger, not in wrath. Messages we never send still can travel, still can bend. Air can carry hidden lines, even without clear design. Will there be a faint reply, passing through an unseen sky? Maybe quiet voices fly past what answers can deny. Even if the noise prevails, quiet breath can move like rails. Not to prove or testify, just to state that hearts try. Will there be a faint reply, even if no ears comply? Not erased, still exists without praise. Stand alone, call my voice a silent tone, still alive, still alive, still alive, still alive. Fog paints figures on the moving glass, like memories that never pass. I watch the world turn into lines while I sit quiet between the signs. My reflection looks like someone else, reading chapters from an empty shell. I sense signals from a train window, strangers I may never know. If they see it passing by, maybe they will wonder why hearts can travel without feet, searching tracks they never meet. Fold back like fading scenes, life runs faster than it seems. Fields wave hands I cannot shake, only distance keeps me away. My silence sounds like knocking twice, but no one hears the sacrifice. I sense signals from a train window, strangers I may never know. If they see it passing by, maybe they will wonder why hearts can travel without feet, searching tracks they never meet. signals from a train window. Even when the lights turn low, someone might decode the line and answer with their own design. People think silence means defeat, but it's where I train my heartbeat. Not a stage, not a perfect scene, still I'll guard what I believe. I am unbreakable, quiet, I don't need to shout or try it. I'll rebuild my inner right, even if the world denies it. Ooh. I've been told to scream my worth like a band across the earth, but I rise in different ways through unhurried, steady days. I am unbreakable, quiet, I don't need to shout or try it. I'll rebuild my inner riot, even if the world denies it. Ooh. I don't chase a borrowed crown, I just keep my footing down. Every step a quiet vow, I'm not done, I just begin now. Unbreakable, quiet, I will rise without a riot. I am living proof of trial, turning doubt into my style. Not defeated, just growing. If I could reach a remote light somewhere deeper than the night, I keep walking without sight till it pulls me back to life. Long roads, quiet signs, vacant lanes in my head. Footsteps never echo though I'm moving ahead. Billboards flicker like they're trying to confess, but the letters fade out like forgotten address. I don't ask for a sunrise I can't trust. I won't chase what turns to dust. Remote light, are you real or just a thought I made? A tiny spark I never traded. If you live beyond my tracks, show me how to not turn back. Remote light, if you hear me breathe, tell me what I should believe. Ooh. Passing cars like distant stars I can't relate. Everyone's arriving but I'm stuck in my gate. I kept my words hidden like a fragile code, hoping they be found along some hidden road. If I walk without a place to stay, guide me but don't make me pray. Remote light, are you real or just a thought I made? A tiny spark I never traded. If you live beyond my track, show me how to not turn back. Remote light, if you hear me breathe, tell me what I should believe. Ooh. Maybe I don't need an answer, just need a sign, something faint but still existing, somewhere not denied by time. Remote light, stay with me tonight, even if you're out of sight. Remote light, I stayed up, staring at the ceiling lines, tracing shapes that I drew inside my mind. Clock hands move, but I'm still on this page, breathing slow, like hiding from the day. I hear cars passing outside, like they know where they're going. I'm here whispering to myself, just to keep my thoughts from overflowing. Is anybody out there listening to a voice that's barely trembling? I'm trying not to disappear in a room no one is visiting. I leave a quiet signal in the dark, hoping someone reads it like a spark. Coffee stains on the table from last night, same chair, same window, same street lights, scrolling through familiar faces, but I still feel between the spaces. I hear laughter in the distance, through a wall I can't break. Maybe I'm a moving island in an empty, quiet lake. Is anybody out there listening to a voice that's barely trembling? I'm trying not to disappear in a room no one is visiting. I leave a quiet signal in the dark, hoping someone reads it like a spark. I won't lie, it scares me sometimes, feeling like a vacant place. But maybe if I keep breathing slow, I'll find a gentle trace. Not asking for a rescue, just proof I'm not erased. Is anybody out there listening to a voice that's barely trembling? Don't want comfort, just connection, somewhere past my own reflection. I leave a quiet signal in the dark, hoping someone reads it like a spark. If you hear me, lift your head tonight, and I'll know I'm still in someone's sight. I walk with a steady pace, even when I lose the race. Not because I want the crown, but I won't stay lying down. Crowds move like a giant wave, chasing what they think they crave. I stay still and breathe instead, keeping fire in my head. I don't need a cheering crowd, my steady pace. Hope is not a perfect plan, it's the fact that I still ran. If my voice is all I own, it's enough to stand alone. I stand alone, but I stand tall. Even when I start to fall, I rise up without applause, without reasons, without cause. Strength is something grown inside, not a vibe. It's glorified. I may shake but not collapse. Courage forms in tiny gaps. Every inch is still a stride. Even fear can be my guide. Standing still is still a win. I won't break, I won't give in. I keep my feelings in a jar, under moon that hides afar. Twist the lid but never wide, just enough to breathe inside. Glass can hold what hearts might drop. Gentle prison, tear-proof lock. Night jar on my lonely shelf, guarding parts I fear myself. Tiny whispers fill the air, yet they never leave the lair. If the world heard every scar, would they break my night jar? Hands shake when I lift the glass. Past returns like film reels pass. Still I stay without regret. Some wounds must remain unsaid. Truth is heavy if let go. Some hearts drown without a flow. Night jar on my lonely shelf, guarding parts I fear myself. Tiny whispers fill the air, yet they never leave the lair. If the world heard every scar, would they break my night jar? One day I might pour it out without fear or painful doubt. When a voice says you are fine, not as comfort but as sign. Night jar, rest until it's time. Healing doesn't need a found a paper from years behind, lines half written, unclear, unsigned. Maybe I paused in the middle of truth, something I owe to my younger youth. Ink is faded like breathing marks, but still carries forgotten sparks. Half-read letters in a drawer tell the stories I ignore, all the pages left unsent, chasing feelings that came and went. Maybe silence is a shield for what we never dared to yield. Notebooks stacked like quiet towers, holding tiny stolen hours. I flip a page that smells like fear, of someone who was never near. Every comma feels like doubt. I couldn't finish, couldn't shout. Half-read letters in a drawer tell the stories I ignore, all the pages left unsent, chasing feelings that came and went. Maybe silence is a shield for what we never dared to yield. One day I might write the end, not as a lover, not as a friend, but as someone learning grace for an unfinished inner space. Half-read letters in a drawer still remain but hurt no more. I'll turn silence into breath, not a mark of quiet death.